footage has emerged. It's shocking.
Caitlin Clark will be sidelined for at least 2 weeks
with a quad injury.
How Caitlin Clark got hurt.
He fouls her for the 4th time. It's cheating.
The WNBA world was rocked 2 minutes ago. Once more. Unsettling new video that recently surfaced depicts Caitlin Clark's violent injuries in breathtaking detail.
Many WNBA fans are calling out the referee problem.
The referees literally turned.
A WNBA referee has now been suspended. Indeed, suspended. The league is now coming to terms with reality, and the repercussions are explosive.
After every single game, WNBA players, fans, coaches are all complaining about the referees, and they have shown that they're not going to change anything because the referees continue to be horrible.
The star of this season, Caitlin Clark, who is responsible for record ratings and sold-out venues, has been pushed past a breaking point. This was more than just an injury. It was the outcome of carelessness and a perverted system that shielded the enforcers, rather than the stars.
Y'all see what's happening right here? That is a WNBA referee turning his back to Caitlin Clark and the Fever. Oh my God. I mean, he literally got his back turned, ignoring Caitlin. I mean, this is bad.
Someone else had a plan while everyone else applauded her ascent. Now that the video has been released and a referee has been held responsible, the WNBA attempted to keep the story quiet, but it is now exploding into full-fledged turmoil.
Caitlin Clark is the driving force behind the interest in the Fever and the interest in the WNBA.
Rookie Caitlin Clark was subject to several intentional fouls.
What actually took place on that court? Why did Caitlin remain exposed for so long? And is this only the start of a more perilous and profound reality that the league is unable to conceal?
WNBA problem. And as more and more eyeballs are watching this league, it becomes growingly an issue. The officiating feels you never have a true grasp on what it's going to be.
Keep an eye out, because this is a game changer. The video is unambiguous, and the fury is now as well. Caitlin Clark remained upright because of a standard play. The officials' refusal to defend her caused her to fall.
The referees are not listening to them. They're not listening to the coaches. They're not listening to the players. They're not listening to the fans. They're listening to their stakeholders. That's why I keep saying nothing is going to change till the mindset and whoever's running all of this, the stakeholders, governance, whoever these people are.
Once more, once more, once more. Fans have witnessed Clark endure deliberate fouls, harsh strikes, and without a single whistle, are pushed to the ground. However, it was not the same this time. Because this time, it was filmed in slow motion by the cameras.
This injury does anything. It should be a wake-up call to the WNBA, the Players Association, the team owners, that just like that, all this fanfare, all this interest, all this newfound attention on the league can disappear overnight.
And the outcome was indisputable: a player limping, a harsh foul, a missed call, and a referee who turned her back on everything.
Referees just exposed their hand so bad, bro. I mean, they just didn't care no more. They didn't care. The world was watching how bad the cause was. They didn't care at all. They was going to get their issue off against the Fever no matter what. And I'm here to tell you, that's exactly what went down, bro. They have an agenda against Caitlin Clark.
Clark's left quad strain, which has kept him out of action for at least 2 weeks, didn't just happen. It developed over games involving unrestrained contact, disregarded calls for assistance.
She will be out for 2 weeks minimum following a quad strain.
Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham going to the officials and trying to, ask for an explanation of what had just occurred. That official completely stonewalled them.
Referees who appeared more concerned about maintaining the game's flow than the league's largest star safe.
Caitlin Clark is being roughed up, but the physical wear and tear on Caitlin Clark, I'm not surprised that 2 weeks into the season, she's already got an injury.
The reaction is now blowing up. According to WNBA insiders, one of the officials involved, Clark was discreetly suspended from the game in which he sustained the injury. The league hasn't even addressed in public. There was no news release or statement, just an internal penalty that went unnoticed. Wishing that nobody would see.
Caitlin Clark, somebody who was responsible for 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity last season, including revenue from merchandise, ticket sales, and television.
Caitlin Clark out at least 2 weeks waited, but can the WNBA maintain without her? Can the WNBA pack arenas, draw ratings?
However, fans took note. The video was leaked, it's now ubiquitous, it's not a poor decision. This system is flawed. The officials are not inexperienced. They don't meet the requirements.
Lions head coach Stephanie White, she was complaining about her team not getting a whistle, not being respected.
Some skipped the G League and the experience, going straight from high school games to the WNBA, and avoiding the obligation. Additionally, a committee working behind the scenes is giving them orders. GMs, coaches, and stakeholders all have a say in how the game is called and what level of toughness is appropriate. And who is shielded?
Caitlin Clark appears to be hunted every game. She deals with physicality that no other player in the league is dealing with. The WNBA not stepping in to protect their cash cow, their only draw, their only star, and this is the end result.
Clark, Caitlin, she paid the price because she isn't on a protected list. The league spent the whole season building around her, marketed every game she touched, and sold seats with her visage. However, when it was time to blow the whistle, they remained mute to safeguard the star that kept the league united.
It's the Caitlin Clark disrespect. And what I mean by that is you've got somebody who is obviously the most popular player in basketball. You got somebody that I would argue may be a top 5 most popular athlete in the United States of America. All right. You got this athlete in a league that nobody's been watching, never turned a profit, and your system is broken against that team?
Up till now, since this injury and the subsequent suspension of the referee have officially ripped the lid off. A long simmering controversy. This goes beyond a single missed call. It concerns a risky pattern. It has been growing since Caitlin Clark's debut WNBA match.
You guys, and they do not talk about it here. And that's why I also don't want us to personally attack some of these referees. I think they're doing their job. If they're hiring referees who basically didn't have any experience but high school refereeing jobs, and then they did a stint in the G League, like, these referees actually aren't. I gained and reconfirmed with myself that not much is going to change.
It was evident from the first hint of her professional debut. Her opponents were attempting to break her rather than merely outplay her. Elbows, hip checks, shoulder bumps, full court pressure, and cheap shots off the ball that would have resulted in a whistle in any other league.
It took us halfway through the season. This year, it took us 4 games for Stephanie White to say, I've had enough.
I thought she got fouled. You know, I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games.
Nothing though, for Caitlin Clark, no protection, no fouls. Just quiet. Fans saw her get knocked out game after game. As the referees swallowed their whistles and fell to the ground, they turned away when she asked them for clarification. In actuality,
y'all see what's happening right here? That is a WNBA referee turning his back to Caitlin Clark and the Fever. Oh my God. I mean, he literally got his back turned, ignoring Caitlin. I mean, this is bad.
Video of a WNBA referee flagrantly ignoring Caitlin following a hit is currently making the rounds. She begs for an explanation and turns away. That is neglect of duty as well as disrespect.
There's a committee for stakeholders, coaches, governors, and general managers, and that is saying what style of basketball they want to allow, and the referees are following that law.
Fans weren't the only ones who saw it. Players, coaches, and even commentators have raised the concern.
Said the reason that people are complaining is because they haven't watched the WNBA before, and these are just new fans who don't understand.
The Indiana Fever's head coach, Stephanie White, has publicly described the officiating as terrible. She attempted to contest one of the season's most glaring missed calls, but because of an odd rule, she had no choice but to start a review after a complete timeout. No accountability, no challenge. Just another poor decision mired in technicalities.
I thought she got fouled. You know, I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games. And I might be able to understand it if we were just chucking threes. And the disrespect right now for our team has been pretty unbelievable. So it's disappointing.
However, Caitlin Clark persisted. She endured pain, exhaustion, and fouls while playing. She never voiced any complaints. Never took a seat. She put her all into the league. What did she receive in exchange? A season is now in danger due to a quad strain and weeks on the bench.
The only draw in your league, the only player capable of selling tickets, is potentially out for an extended period of time. What the hell are you gonna do now?
Even more deafening than the missed whistles is the WNBA leadership silence. No apology, no modification to the policy. One referee has been quietly suspended. The league is hoping that fans would go on, and there is no plan to address the crisis
in that situation. And I understand the frustration that I think comes the most with officiating is the inconsistencies of officiating. But listen, this is not unique to the WNBA.
However, they won't this time. Because Clark was not only hurt but also let down. The league's current failure is on full show.
A clear foul.
It wasn't.
By Natasha
It's
Cloud.
a foul right here. That's a foul.
We are always going to get controversy. Here's the thing. Most refs aren't going to blow the whistle.
The league's total inability to take responsibility for this is what makes it even more absurd. The WNBA is dealing with a serious officiating crisis, which revealed a system designed to defend itself in addition to harming its brightest star, not the athletes. Additionally, fans are beginning to glimpse past the smoke.
I did notice in the Liberty game, Caitlin Clark's shots were all very short. So it was showing that she wasn't like getting off and she was having a difficult time making those threes, and a lot of explosiveness from those 3-point shots does come from your legs.
Referees are not working independently behind the scenes. They are following the lead of a purported competition committee, a team consisting of stakeholders, general managers, and coaches, individuals with a stake in the outcome. Those who are not interested in Caitlin Clark is changing the league's regulations.